A man who clinically died after suffering from a stroke had a shocking experience where he believed he experienced the afterlife. While he was clinically dead, he was visited by his late mother, and she may have been the reason why he came back to life. What is good? This is InformOverload. I'm Charlotte Dobre, and if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe for a different take on daily news. And make sure you turn on the bell so you're the first to know when we upload videos. I reply to the first comments when the videos go up, so there's a little incentive for ya. Before I get into this video, tell me in those comments, do you believe in the afterlife? Or do you believe that this life is the only life we have? A man named David shared his near-death experience with the Near-Death Experience Research Foundation. The Near-Death Experience Research Foundation is the largest NDE website in the world that records the experiences of people who have clinically died and come back to life. So far, they have logged 4,000 experiences from people across the world in over 23 languages. After David suffered a stroke, his heart stopped beating, and he was riding to the hospital in an ambulance. He believes that during this interval, he experienced the afterlife. David said that while he was in this void, everything seemed to be happening all at once, or time stopped or lost all meaning. Things were moving forward, but it wasn't time. He was having an out-of-body experience where his soul was above his body and he was looking down at himself on the stretcher. While this was happening, he didn't know what the paramedic was doing to revive him. But he did see his mother, who had actually died a few months before. She was sitting in the back of the ambulance, not upset or panicked. Instead, she was calm and quiet. David and his mother started speaking to each other. She said that there wasn't anything she could do to change the outcome of what was going on, and that what happened was out of her control, but she said that whatever happens, she would be there with him. When David had arrived at the hospital and he was unconscious, he said he asked the nurse for a notebook. The nurse took out a notebook out of the drawer that was in the bedside table. David drew a picture of what was happening in the ambulance ride over to the hospital. It was a drawing of David lying on a stretcher, and his mother was there with him. He ended up being resuscitated and lived to tell his story. So what do we know about near-death experiences? How can we scientifically explain them? Scientists have found that people who have had a near-death experience actually have a different sleeping pattern from most people. They often have irregularities in their deep sleep state. Scientists conducted a study on people who had been in a life-threatening episode of danger. Things like car crashes or heart attacks. During these experiences, people go through a lot of different feelings. Some of these feelings are a sense of being outside their physical body, unusual alertness, seeing an intense light, and a feeling of peace. The study looked at 55 people who had a near-death experience and 55 people who didn't. Essentially, the people who had experienced an NDE were more likely to have a condition called REM intrusion, where a person has difficulties differentiating between waking up and a dream state, or when a state of sleep intrudes into wakeful consciousness. So that's why so many of the experiences are similar. People see bright lights at the end of a tunnel, they have out-of-body experiences, they enter what they describe as another dimension, they could see spiritual beings and sometimes talk to them, and they experience their entire lives flash before their eyes. Near-death experiences have been recorded throughout history. Plato actually wrote about one in Republic in the year 360 BCE. He wrote about a soldier named Air who died in battle. Air described his soul leaving his body and being judged along with other souls, and he described seeing heaven. But science doesn't explain everything. Near-death experiences are real, and whether or not the person who has clinically died actually sees these spirits or goes to other dimensions remains to be seen. I think it's pretty interesting that when people see loved ones during their near-death experiences, they're comforted, and that often results in them waking up and living to talk about it. Anyways guys, that is all I have for you on that. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below, but for now it's time to do some comment replies. Xlax Chronicle said, if it wasn't for Charlotte, this channel would bomb. Oh, thanks I think. Unicorn Potato said, Charlotte, I need to tell you something, I just ate a chip. Off with your head. Samuel Gutierrez said, all I want to say is that I'm getting more smart with IO. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Russian Sniper said, like to get a boyfriend/girlfriend within 2 months. I'm gonna come for you if I don't get a boyfriend in 2 months. Zahima Sharif said, hi Charlotte, love your earrings. Thank you, they're from Forever 21. Fed7 said, why are you milking this situation? I milk any situation that people want to see more of. I milk the situation, cow. The video is over. This right here, this is the end screen, so you got a couple of choices right now. To keep watching IO, check out this playlist, and obviously, if you enjoyed your time here, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can see you in a future IO video.